Mr. Laurence Mwangi, the floor is yours. You can tell us what you know about the persons of disability, because I can see you're one of the disability that have not been reached by the government.
Oh, yes.
So what is your take on this? Because when I'm talking about negligence, Laurence Mwangi is one of the people living with disability that the government have not reached them to get to know how they can be assisted in one or the other. So, Mr. Laurence Mwangi.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What I would like to say is that rights for persons living with disability is a very critical issue. They are persons of great concern, but have largely been neglected by the government in all the spheres of life, in matters of development, socio-economic, political avenues. So it's a matter that should be approached with seriousness, but the disability is not inability. So they should not be ignored, because the law recognizes that about 5% in every elective and appointed posts, these should be acquired by the persons with disability.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Well, my names are Honorable Benson Sande Baresia, Nakuru Town West. With me is Senior Counsel Laurence Mwangi and veteran politician David Toet. There are matters that we want to highlight about the persons of disability whom we feel like they have been partially neglected by the government. So what we want the government to do is stop making a lot of noise and start reach out to these people, because they need a lot of help, they need a lot of support. Let us not let them to look for the registration inside looking for the membership of the PWD. So mine is simple. I want to usher in our constitutional expert, Mr. Laurence Mwangi, Senior Counsel, who is now the lawyer representing Bunge la Mwananchi Caucus, Kenya. So, Mr. Laurence Mwangi, the floor is yours. You can tell us what you know about the persons of disability, because I can see you're one of the disability that have not been reached by the government.
Oh, yes.
So what is your take on this? Because when I'm talking about negligence, Laurence Mwangi is one of the people living with disability that the government have not reached them to get to know how they can be assisted in one or the other. So, Mr. Laurence Mwangi.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What I would like to say is that rights for persons living with disability is a very critical issue. They are persons of great concern, but have largely been neglected by the government in all the spheres of life, in matters of development, socio-economic, political avenues. So it's a matter that should be approached with seriousness, as a mandatory manner, and a critical look at them. Persons with disability, the Constitution guarantees their right, and Article 54, and the Persons Living with Disability Act number 14 of 2003. These people, they are either young, middle-aged, or even old. They acquire disability by birth, or by accidents, or by illnesses. And these persons lie everywhere. But the disability is not inability. So they should not be ignored, because the law recognizes that about 5% in every elective and appointed posts, these should be acquired by the persons with disability. In fact, they should be allocated. Even the tenders, even in places of representation, they are supposed to be there. They are not supposed to be left behind at all. And people have largely talked about them, but nothing is done about them. So there's no practical goodwill about persons living with disability. Be they women, be they men, be they old, be they young. In fact, they are neglected. They are put in the periphery. And this is a thing of the past, and it should come to a stop at all times in those sectors of life, in public life. And in fact, even wherever, these persons need education, they need accessibility to places of worship, of offices, government offices, even in hotels, the parking lots. They should have everything free of them. In fact, they should be exempted. They are exempted by law, and it recognizes largely, but nothing is really happening. This is what we want the government to look at. I'm also a person living with disability. I meet many, and I have also suffered. I have inaccessibility to get to many places, or places of tenancy. Persons don't have parkings, they have no lifts, and even these cities that are coming up, including our own, all these buildings should have accessibility avenues for this person living with disability. And I think, David, as a politician, you have met these issues, and it's important that you can pour out. You have encountered much.
Yeah, I'm Towet David from London Ward, and in fact, what my attorney is saying is very true. You saw recently there is a case that is before Senate. There is a petition before Senate where employment was done here, and people living with disability were not considered in any position. That's why they took the matter to Senate, and the matter is still pending in Senate. I hope they will be answered very soon, and we want them to be included. Their slots must be there, and they must be given and distributed equally among many communities living in Nakuru. That's it.
So that is Honorable David Toet, a political veteran, Nakuru London Ward, and the views constitutionally concerning the persons living with a disability. This is a wake-up call for all governors. The administrations of the land should look into that. Because when we look at all these things happening around, buildings coming up, and also employment acts that should include persons of disability, which is not adhered to, we are appealing to the political class and also to the Bunge la Mwananchi to start airing this matter. It is a matter of concern. So mine is to leave you at that. But on the matters to do with the impeachment of the Senate, I want the leadership of the day to be very careful not to plunge this country into chaos. Because what we are trying to do, we think we are punishing each other, but in the end result will be crippling the country. Let us go with caution and take care of our land. We love our beautiful land, Kenya, and Kenya is a great land. The capital city of Africa, headquarters Nairobi. We are all proud of being Kenyans, and freedom of expression that we are enjoying in our constitution that was brought in by Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Let us continue fostering it, but be cautious with all our engagements. God bless Kenya. God bless the people of Kenya and all the political class. Let us put in mind the adherence of the rule of law. Above all, the fear of God. God bless you, Kenyans.